Well, good evening, my friends, and welcome back to another episode from yours truly, the Cumberland Outdoorsman. This is going to be another video for my 22 rimfire series, and what I'm featuring this evening is something that I have not shown on my channel yet. 22 Shotshell cartridges. We're going to find out what they're good for, what their effective range is, and we're going to try them out in two different guns, one in a bolt action 22 rifle and one in a 6-shooter, a handgun. What I've got here on the table is my rendition of a rat. This is a rat target. I drew that out and I've made several copies of it, but we're going to tack this up and we're going to try it out and see how each one patterns. So anyway, as you can guess by now, it says here that these Shotshell cartridges are for pest control, and I mean that's what they're really made for. They're a close range proposition for vermin and other pests that you might run into, whether you're at home or on the farm or maybe even in camp, you know, something that's a nuisance that you want to eliminate. And I'll tell you, these little cartridges will absolutely accomplish that task because I've used them personally. I remember one winter I had a mouse infestation back here in one of my outbuildings when I used to raise chickens, and I mean there were just mice everywhere. I don't know how many were in there, but they were running all over the place. I waited until later in the evening. I loaded my 6-shooter with rat shot, and I had a whole pocket of those Shotshell cartridges, and I mean I absolutely wore them out. I was in there shooting and shooting. Every time I took a shot you could hear one running, and I'd shine my light over there and he would stop. As soon as the light hit him, I'd pow, and it really worked. I mean, it was very effective. Didn't cause any destruction inside the building because the shot pellets are really small. This here has 1/15 of an ounce of number 12 shot, and there's approximately 165 pellets in these cartridges. That's the ones with the blue plastic shot shell holder on top, and then these here are a crimped cartridge, and they have number 9 and number 10 shot in them. Okay, I'm not sure how many pellets are in there, probably around 20 or 25. They have to keep the shot size small to be able to fit a good number in something as diminutive as a 22 cartridge case. So, you know, you're not going to have the kind of range as you would with a 410, for example, even though that's a small shot shell by comparison to other shot shell sizes. But still, you know, you're dealing with something that's very small, very diminutive, and you're going to be shooting at targets that are very close. So let me go ahead and get one of these targets on the board here. We'll get it tacked up, and we're going to let my grandson, Alex is with me today, by the way. Come here, Alex, say hi.
Hello.
He's going to take a shot with his Remington Model 510. He's got a single shot bolt action, and that's something else I should mention. They probably would lend themselves best to something like a single shot or a, you know, break open 22 rifle. If you have a smoothbore gun, you can extend the range even further, but I don't happen to have one. For some reason, I just don't have one in my collection. But I would say a smoothbore would work very well in either one of these cartridges, because as that shot charge goes down the barrel, it's going to impart a spin to that shot charge because of the rifling. But with a smoothbore, it's going to hold it together better, and I would say your range would be extended quite a bit further. and the shot pattern would probably hold up better as well. So let me go ahead and get up a couple of these targets, get them tacked onto our board, and we'll take a few shots. I'll be right back with you. Okay, my friends, I've got this rat target put up right there, and we're at about 7 yards. And we're going to let Alex shoot the CCI cartridge first. Let me get the camera put down, and he's going to be shooting his Remington Model 510 bolt action. Step right up there, son. And we'll see how well that patterns. Let me zoom in on that. All right, anytime you're ready. Take your time, put it right on it. Well, I would say that was a dead rat, because we got one right there in the head, one right there in the head, one right in the ear, which would still be in the brain, one at the base of the skull, two actually, one right there in the shoulder blade, one in the rib cage, two in the rib cage. That's a dead rat. Let's see if these pellets went all the way through. Oh yeah, there you can see the back of this cardboard. They made it all the way through. Now that's at 7 yards.
Hey, one of them made it into the bottom of that.
Yep. Okay, we're going to leave this target up. Since this is smaller shot size, we'll be able to tell the larger shot size because of the size of the holes using the other cartridge. Okay, now we're going to try out this CI Shotshell cartridge at the same distance. Let me get zoomed in here. All right, go ahead. Ooh, that's quite a bit louder. All right, I see some bigger holes down there. Not as many, but definitely some bigger ones. Okay, there's two right in the rib cage, one on the leg there, and most of them were a little bit further around. Still, I think that rat probably would have been dead at that distance. I don't see any in the head right here, so with a rifle, it looks like it's spreading them out a little bit. So let me go ahead and tack up another target, and I'll shoot at it with the pistol next. Okay, my friends, now we're going to go ahead and use the CCI Shotshell cartridge in my Charter Arms Pathfinder 6-shooter. Go ahead and get loaded up here. And I'll get zoomed in on the target. There's that old nasty rat. Same distance. All right, let's go take a look. Well, it looks like I patterned a little bit high and to the left there, but still, that's a dead rat for sure. Look at all those pellets in the head. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 pellets in the head area. I was aiming right here and it shot a little bit off to the left, but either way, we got several right here in the rib cage behind the shoulder, and one at the base of the skull, maybe two right there. So that's definitely a dead rat for sure. Let's try out the other ammunition and see how well it does at the same distance. Okay, now we're going to try the crimped Shotshell cartridge. Get it loaded up. Get zoomed in here. Now we'll get a little closer. Same distance. Here we go. All right. Let's go take a closer look. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure right here in the body, one in the back right there. That's a larger hole than that one there, so we know one right there in the hind leg. Dead rat. So around 7 yards or so, that's where that ammunition holds up best for vermin of this size. There's a, I think that's a shot right in the head there, in the brain. So that rat would definitely be on the ground kicking. That would be his last stand right there. Not as many pellets, but still some lethal hits at the same distance. Okay guys, we're going to be shooting at a reactive target where you can see the shot pattern instantly as soon as the shot hits. And the first cartridge we're going to use is the crimped CI cartridge. Now, I've heard some people say that they had trouble ejecting these shells after they were fired in their gun, but not too bad. I mean, we're going to shoot a whole cylinder full of them and we'll see how well they eject with all 6 of them. Okay, so let me go ahead and take the first shot. I'm going to be aiming right at the bullseye and see where these pattern. Okay, I think that's pretty visible right there. Let me go ahead and try the CCI now at the same distance. Looks like a pretty good little pattern right there. The pistol's holding up really well. Okay, let's see how this board lights up with this number 12 shot. There you can see a lot more pellet holes. It's a little bit off to the left, but still centered enough to be effective on vermin. Okay guys, the final test I want to perform is I want to go ahead and load up a full cylinder of this crimped Shotshell charge here into my Charter Arms 6-shooter, get them all shot, and then see how easy they are to eject with all 6 of them expended in the cylinder. So I got a can down there. We're going to take a few shots here. Okay, that was all 6 shots. As you can see, that's a full cylinder. Here's the test. No problem. They all came out. None of them were stuck. Well guys, the reason I wanted to demonstrate that that ammunition does indeed positively extract from a 6-shooter is because I wanted to shoot all 6 shots in a full cylinder and see if I had any problems at all ejecting those shells, because the ammunition dealer that gave me those shells to try out in this video said he had a customer that was using that very same ammo in his rifle. It may have been a smoothbore, I can't remember, but either way, he fired a shot and the empty cartridge was stuck in the chamber. Now, you just saw the test. I shot all 6 shots here, and my grandson's been out here shooting his Remington bolt action. He had no problems whatsoever ejecting any of the shells. And quite honestly, I don't see a problem with the ammunition. But either way, this person that I'm talking about, he inadvertently somehow got a Shotshell cartridge stuck in the chamber, and instead of using a cleaning rod to remove the stuck empty case, apparently he took the bolt out of the gun, and then he proceeded to use a drill and a drill bit to drill out that empty cartridge, thereby ruining his barrel because he used a drill that was larger than the chamber. So now he's going to have to get another barrel for that rifle, you know. And I know my viewers are not going to do anything like that. At least I would hope so. You know, if you have a problem with your firearm and you can't fix it, you can't figure it out, then take it to a competent gunsmith. You know, it's well worth the money it would take to fix your gun and preserve it so that you don't have to replace parts that are unnecessarily damaged. I just wanted to include that. Now, in terms of performance, I would say that these CCI Shotshell cartridges are probably a better choice in this particular firearm. My grandson liked the other ones better in his rifle, but in that pistol, the CCI probably had a little bit more uniform pattern, even though I got to give it to him. This was, I mean, it performed flawlessly. I don't see a problem with it at all. It would do the job. You know, it would do the job. The reason I say these cartridges, because you've got more shot. You know, it's smaller shot, but you've got a much denser pattern. So there's less chance of crippling whatever you're shooting at, whether it's a mouse or a rat or whatever, you know. You want a nice dense pattern so that you can eliminate that pest right away. And you don't want it running off and getting up under something and then dying and stinking up the place, you know. So I would probably recommend these, and they're truly higher quality. They come individually packaged like this. For this particular packet here, that's 20 cartridges for about $10, but you're not going to use a lot of them anyway. You know, it's something that you would occasionally need if you have a pest problem. So with that being said, let me go ahead and close out this video and tell you thanks a lot for coming along. I hope you found this interesting. I really appreciate y'all watching. And you know, if there's any other ideas that you might have for me to include in my 22 series or any other videos that you might want to see, please leave your comments in the section below, and I'll see what I can do to try to make that happen for you. So remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, no matter what your outdoor pursuit happens to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember this: hit the like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So until next time, y'all take good care of yourselves and get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. I'll be seeing you.